back to the front. If you want to grab a siddur, there are book lights in the back, kippot, whatever you might need. Let's start to make our way to the front. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's start to make our way from the back to the front. Grab a siddur, a book light. All right, let's maybe turn up the volume on the rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's start to make our way from the back to the front. If you want to grab a siddur, there are also book lights now in the back if people need. Is that loud enough? Are we good? Let go. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. If you need, there are siddurim in the back. We also have lights if people need. I see some of them are using them. As we gather this evening all together, we set aside that weight from the week that has been. All of the tasks, all of the worries, the endless lists, they can wait. For now, we enter into our sacred time together, and our tradition teaches that Shabbat is a taste of wholeness, a reminder that peace and renewal are possible even in the midst of ordinary life. Today, as our sun sets, we step into that sanctuary of time, where rest becomes an act of trust, joy becomes an act of resilience, and community becomes an act of love. I invite you, as always, let's take a moment to take a deep breath in, hold for a couple of seconds, and let it out. Sigh if you need to. Let your shoulders soften. Allow yourself to be fully here, fully present, so that together we may receive Shabbat, our gift. It's a time to renew our spirits and to reconnect with one another and to embrace the beauty of this gathering and how good it is that we are here this evening. Let's join together in the words of Hine Matov.
Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, yadadai, dadadai, dadadai. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, yadadai, dadadai, dadadai. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet שפתחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. ידעי דדדדדדדאי, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. ידעי
It is my pleasure to invite Megan to make her way to the bima as we prepare to light our Shabbat candles. Barbara Rothstein writes, "May the light of Shabbat candles cause all of us to see one another as a part of our shared community. May the light of Shabbat candles glow with our warm feelings for all members of our community, and may the light of Shabbat candles reveal our faces to be reflections of one another to members of our community. May the light of our Shabbat candles help us to recognize the needs of others and to show us a way to help them. May the light of our Shabbat candles encourage us to find and share in life's truth and to use them to improve all of our lives. In the glow of the Shabbat candles, may we be bound together to become an even better shared community." We invite the presence of Shabbat into our space. The blessing can be found on page 120 and on our screen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. As we prepare to sing Lecha Dodi, we join in this tradition that began in 16th century Tzfat, where mystics would go out into the fields on Friday nights to greet Shabbat as a beloved bride. These words were written by Rabbi Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz, whose name is actually a hidden acrostic in the verses. For centuries, Jews around the world have sung this same poem to welcome Shabbat, not just as a day of rest, but as a presence to embrace with joy and love. And when we rise and turn to the entrance of our sanctuary, we reenact that ancient ritual of greeting Shabbat as an honored guest. With open hearts, let us sing and welcome in Shabbat together. The words for Lecha Dodi can be found on page 138 in the bigger book, or on page 20 in the smaller book. We'll be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and I will invite us to rise on the 9th verse.
It's been a little while since we've done this version, but this is the Rebecca Schwartz version. Some of you will recognize this, so please sing along. Lecha Dodi likrat gala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat gala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat gala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha, Emanu-El hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'letila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Verse 2.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mekorcha beracha, nerosh mekedem nesucha, suf ma'aseh מחשבה ותהילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. Please rise. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Don't sit down just yet. Let's turn to our neighbors. Let's turn around and welcome everyone joining us on the live stream. Let's say Shabbat Shalom to them. Turn to your neighbor, say Shabbat Shalom. Say hello to someone across the aisle. Let's show everyone some Temple-y love. And let's start to make our way back to our seats, but don't be seated just yet. We're moving into the Baruch Hu. The Baruch Hu can be found on page 146 or on page 28.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the ways on which time and seasons glide, and your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. The Shema calls us to listen, not just with our ears, but with our whole being. At its heart is the radical, simple truth of oneness. When we affirm that truth, we remind ourselves that life is not meant to be fragmented. Our values, our actions, our lives, both inner and outer, are meant to be whole. And as we say these words, may we carry their teaching into our lives, to live with integrity, to see the interconnectedness of all people, and to bring harmony where there is division. The Shema is not only a declaration, it is an invitation to embody oneness in how we live. We've been working on our minhag of chanting the Shema, singing the Shema 4 times before doing the very loud Shema. So I'm going to invite us all, if you need the words, they're on page 152 or page 34. They're also here on our screen, so we'll begin with singing. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. We'll join together in chanting our love song to the divine, the Ve'ahavta, which can be found on page 154 or on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam b'shivtecha ve'mitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbeha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yedecha ve'hayu le'totafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem. Amen. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and singing together. Let's join together in our Song of Freedom, Mi Chamocha, which can be found on page 158 or on page 40. keep that energy going with Yismechu. This has been sung for generations to express joy, a jubilant cry that life is worth celebrating even amidst challenge. Its words, drawn from the Psalms, the ancient words of our people, invite us to join in a chorus that transcends time and place. As we lift up our voices together, we can feel that energy of those who have sung before us and let their joy ignite our own. Let this song be a reminder that joy itself is actually a practice, a shared spark, and a force that can carry us forward. So if you feel like it, sing loudly, dance in the aisles, and celebrate that life that surrounds us. Yismechu can be found on page 162 and on page 44.
Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'koren oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'koren oneg Shabbat. Mekadashei Shevit Shabbat, Kulam Yismechu v'yitkangu v'tuvet Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Uvashvi ritzei tabo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chemdat yamin oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maseh b'reishit Shabbat. Zecher l'maseh b'reishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat.
I'm going to invite us all to stand as we prepare for the Amidah. Let's take a deep breath in as we rise. Hold for a couple seconds and let it out. Drop your shoulders, get comfortable, feel your feet planted on the ground. Our parashah this week begins with one word, re'eh, to see. See what is before you. See the blessings, the choices, the holiness in this moment. As we prepare to enter the Amidah, we're invited into that same practice of awareness. Prayer asks us to open our eyes, sometimes with sight, sometimes with the heart, and to notice what lives within us and what surrounds us. In this quiet, may we see more clearly the blessings that already sustain us. And may we see the needs of a world around us and our capacity to respond. And when our prayer is finished, may our seeing not end here, but guide us back into the world. Eyes open to beauty, hearts awake to others, and lives oriented towards blessing. The words for Adonai Sfatai Tiftach can be found on page 163 or on page 46. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. I'll invite you to use this time to daven silently, using the words of our tradition or the words that are in your hearts, and when you are finished, you may be seated. this time, we call to mind all of those who are in need of healing. At this time, our community is praying for many individuals whom you can see their names listed here on our screen. If you are praying for someone or someones, you can please share your name with them aloud as my hand goes around the room. In the back. I'll add the name of my aunt, Sandy Sherrill. The words of Misha Berach can be found on page 371 or on page 253.
Those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let us say Amen.
Misha Berach Avotenu v'Imotenu. May the ones who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all of those who are ill, all of those named here, those named in our hearts. May the Holy Blessed One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored, their strength to be revived, and may God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Our Torah portion this week opens with a single commanding word, Re'eh, see. See that on this day I set before you a blessing and a curse. It's a fascinating choice of word. The Torah could have said, listen, and in fact, just a few chapters earlier, we heard, Shema Yisrael. The Torah could have said, no. It could have used the word believe, but it doesn't. It begins with the word re'eh, see. That one word alone carries an entire spiritual practice with it. How often do we move through life without really seeing? This one word is like an invitation, but maybe even a demand. See what is right in front of you. See the choices you make. See that blessing is possible, and that curse too is possible. It seems obvious, doesn't it? Of course we can see. Our eyes are open every day. But the Torah is not talking about an automatic act of vision. It's talking about a spiritual practice of awareness, about opening our eyes with intention, about noticing, perceiving, and discerning. Because here's the truth. So often we go through our days without really seeing. We wake up, we get dressed, we go grab some breakfast, we go to work, we answer messages, we check the news, drive the carpool, we come home, we cook dinner, do the laundry, and one day blurs into the next. Our eyes may be open, but we are not awake. How many of us have had the experience of driving somewhere familiar and then realize we don't remember the journey we took at all? We went from point A to B, but we were so lost in our thoughts that the road just disappeared. Or perhaps we're sitting with a loved one, maybe even a child, and our mind wanders. Or worse, our attention is glued to a tiny little screen, and we miss the chance to really see their face, their expression, to experience their presence. Believe it or not, the Torah knew about this thousands of years ago. It knew that human beings are prone to falling asleep while awake. This is why our parasha begins with the word re'eh. Wake up. See what's in front of you. But the text also goes on to warn us. If we're not living with awareness, if we are easily drawn after other gods, and in the ancient world that might have meant gods of wood and stone, but in our world, the idols look different, but they are no less seductive. What are our other gods? They could be wealth, prestige, or material things. They might even be the endless pursuit of productivity, always doing, never resting. They might be the constant distractions of our devices, which can sometimes call louder to us than the voices of the people sitting around our Shabbat table. The danger is not that these things capture our attention, but that they capture our lives. If we are not careful, they shape our choices. We end up orienting ourselves not towards blessing, but towards something hollow. And often we don't even notice it happening. The antidote our Torah suggests is to live with re'eh, with eyes open, with awareness. Judaism at its heart is a practice of seeing. Think of how many mitzvot are about seeing what's right in front of us. There's a blessing for seeing a rainbow. We say a blessing before eating bread, not because God needs our thanks, but because we need to wake up to the fact that bread is not just bread. It's soil, it's water, it's sunlight, it's the farmer's hand and the baker's skill. It is a gift. We recite the Shema morning and night, not to inform God that God is one, but to remind ourselves to look for that oneness that underlies the diversity of creation. We light our Shabbat candles at sundown. Why? To mark a boundary, yes, but also to draw our attention to the glow of the flame, to the faces of our loved ones, and to the holiness in that moment. Judaism, I believe, is a discipline of awareness. It's an invitation to stop, to notice, to see. There's a Hasidic story about Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Kotsk. A student once asked him, "Rabbi, where can I find God?" And the Kotzker Rebbe answered, "Wherever you let God in." Maybe God's saying something right now. But to let God in, you have to first notice there is a door there. You have to see it. The Hasidic masters taught that each moment is filled with hidden sparks of holiness. But the question is, will we see them? That's what Re'eh is asking of us. But the practice of seeing is not always easy. Sometimes what's in front of us is painful. Sometimes to really see means noticing things in the world that are challenging. Hunger, war, loneliness, despair. The temptation is to look away, to go back on autopilot, close our eyes. But our Torah insists, re'eh, see, for only by seeing clearly can we then respond. Only by seeing can we choose blessing over curse. So what might it mean to practice re'eh this Shabbat? It might mean really looking at the person next to you during Kiddush instead of letting your attention scatter elsewhere. It might mean savoring that taste of challah instead of rushing through the meal. It might mean noticing the quiet of Shabbat afternoon, the way that the world starts to slow down, the gentle sounds of the birds, the wind, drops of rain, treating them like a gift. And it might mean in the week ahead lifting our eyes from our devices and simply seeing the person in front of us. Or just taking the time to notice the beauty in our world. A flower on the sidewalk, the laughter of a child, the sunset over our oceans, things that we might otherwise pass by. 20th century thinker Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel once wrote that our ultimate goal is to live life in radical amazement, to get up in the morning and to look at the world in such a way that takes nothing for granted. That is a practice of re'eh. So my blessing for us this Shabbat is that we might open our eyes, that we might see with awareness and not be on autopilot, that we might see the blessings before us and have the courage to choose them, and that in our seeing, we might resist those false gods of distraction and instead orient our lives towards something that is truly holy. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
We are gifts, and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope, and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words, and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. L'dor vador nagid golecha. L'dor vador we protect this chain. From generation to generation, L'dor vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our hearts, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your ways. From the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say, L'dor vador nagid kolecha. L'dor vador we protect this chain. From generation to generation, L'dor vador, these lips will praise your name.
is my pleasure to invite up Alicia, who has some announcements for us. She is making her way up here. I will hand her this microphone. Hopefully it won't scare us to death when I do so.
Hi, can everybody hear me? Okay, great. She said to be loud, and I'm quite good at that. So, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to read some announcements. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this format. Let's see. First up, the member renewal emails have gone out. So everybody, please check your email and renew your membership. Of course, if you have any questions about any of this, please email or call the office. Haley and Crystal are always there and eager to answer your questions. What is this? Please renew your email. For email, the title is Annual Pledge Renewal, so it'll be easy to find in your emails. Also, Sunday from 8:30 to 2:30, or 1:30, excuse me, is our rummage sale. We're having a rummage sale, so out with the old and in with the new. We are still accepting volunteers for the rummage sale, so if you would like to volunteer, please see Gloria in the back. Gloria, can you say hi to everyone? There's Gloria. Okay, thank you. Also, the Board of Trustees meeting is usually on the third Tuesday, but it was postponed, so it will be this Tuesday on Zoom. Yes? So if anyone would like to attend the Board of Trustees meeting, we will love to see you there. And there is Torah study tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. in person and on Zoom. That's correct, right? Yes. In the library, in person or on Zoom. I believe the link for it is in the newsletter. But again, you can contact, I guess, Rabbi CJ. Email Rabbi in the morning if you can't find it. Okay. And let's see. A few things coming up, but I'm going to save them for next week. As always, we have the food bank donations that we're collecting in the back. And I'm told that if you make a cash donation, it goes a lot farther than just donating food. But of course, if you want to empty your pantry, we can collect it and take it over there. And I think, oh, sorry, one more thing. High Holy Days registration is now open. So members, you can register online in your Shulchat account to go to shaloha.com to see a schedule of all the different events, and please register for your tickets. I think, did I get it? Okay, Haley's nodding at me. So thank you all. Shabbat Shalom.
I'm going to invite everyone to please rise. We'll turn to page 586 for Alinu. Page 586 or page 582. Just one moment. Let me. Alinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama shelo sam helkenu kahem vego alinu kechol hamonam vanachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. this time, we call to mind all of those who have been lost recently and in seasons past. There are stars up above so far away that we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. So it is with the people that we have loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways that we remember. At this time, our community is remembering the yard sites for the following individuals. May God grant comfort to the loved ones of Cal Stewart and Ellie Sekban, who are in a period of Shloshim and Shiva. At this time, we're also recalling the yard sites of Pearl Schwartz, Abraham Bernstein, Alex Barta, Alex S. Lichten, Anita Kopel, Bernard Cohen, Carolyn Gross, Charles F. Ravenel, David Kua Manoa, E. Mitchell Mechanic, Eliza L. High, Evelyn Rose Herman, Fanny Wadrow, Goldie Goldberg, Helen Barbara Gus, Imra bin Ami Sowers, Joseph Bloom, Martin Earl, Mary Bortnick, Mildred Minsky, Miriam Shapiro-Gothel, Morris Goldman, Sadie Siegel, Sarah Wolf, Sima Pass Lipset, Stanley Weiss, Stephen Server, and William Zimmerman. If you are observing a yard site or in a period of mourning this evening and you wish to share the name of your loved or loved ones aloud, I will invite you to do so now. Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 598 or on page 294. I will invite you, if it is your custom to rise, to please rise. Page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divra Hirotei v'hamlich Malchutei v'chayichon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'iru Amen. Yehi Shalom Rabba Minshu Mibrach Me'alem Amei Shemayim Yit Barach v'yit Ba'ar v'yit Romam v'yit Naseh v'yit Hadar v'yit Halei v'yit Halal Shmei Dekudasha B'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. I'm going to invite you, since you are all standing, to please make your way to the aisle as you are comfortable. We're going to join together as our tradition in the words of Osei Shalom, sending peace to each other, sending peace out into our world, which desperately needs it. If you would like, please join us in the aisle. If you feel comfortable, maybe put your arms around one another and join together in singing Osei Shalom.
Osei Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Yai-da-da-dai-dai-dai. Yisrael, ve'al kol
Let's join together in Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim. And
Okay, so even though the Torah portion was also about seeing, it's also about the rules of kashrut, of how do you keep kosher. And so I made the shellfish with an X, because you can't eat shellfish, and the fish with scales has a big check mark on it. So there we are, kashrut on a dish. Okay. So,
let's join together in Hamotzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming out and joining us. I want a picture of that. We'll have Oneg in the back. Please feel free to join us. Please feel free to stick around and schmooze. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Oh, let's take a picture.